Welcome to the Transnet podcast. My name is Zimasa Vabaza, and we are live at the SAPEX conference in Cape Town at Century City. And we are unpacking different aspects of Transnet's supply chain, procurement business, and we've got a good one today. We're also adding logistics into that and inventory management. So SAPEX is the South African Production and Inventory Control Society, and the broader message for this conference is forward-thinking supply chains. Supply chains that are not thinking about yesterday, but they are working today in order to ensure that the future of supply chain and what it contributes to a business like Transnet is secure. Now, Transnet is the diamond sponsor for this conference, and the message is simple. We are simplifying processes in order to increase supply chain stability. Today, I'm joined by Zoe Ogbefun, who is the head of logistics and distribution at Transnet Engineering. How are you today, ma'am?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
We are awesome. We are great because we are all together,
Yes.
and I love that. I want to jump straight into it. I want to understand what it is that you do and why it's critical for an operational division like Transnet Engineering.
Okay. So I'm Zoe Ogbefun. As you mentioned, I'm the head of logistics and distribution for TE. So me and my team, we are the custodians of logistics within TE. And we've always bragged to say we've got that niche,
Yeah.
We've always been forward thinking,
Yeah.
And it's not by coincidence that we are here today. So my team has always been forward thinking. We are the custodians, process owners of the logistics processes within the whole of TE. We close that gap between operations, procurement, and close the loop back within the complete supply chain.
That's lovely. I also want to look at some of the challenges that you deal with, but I also want to hear from you. What are some of the solutions that you are currently getting relative to inventory and stock levels? What are those challenges that you're seeing? What are some of the solutions that your department is rolling out and enacting in order to assist the greater strategy of Transnet Engineering?
100%. So we face a lot of challenges, but one of the biggest is our high inventory levels. And look, we've in the past implemented a whole lot of strategies, but at this point in time, some of the things that we're looking into is really a collaborative approach. We're looking at integration within the entire supply chain. We are saying down, with silos, and at this point in time, we're really looking at advanced planning, solutions. We're looking at artificial intelligence. To be able to integrate that within our supply chain, because for TE particular, we are a very, very complex supply chain. And I can just give an example.
Please do.
I hold over 150,000 SKUs. So just think about that. It's very complex. Big chunk of our business is, conditional-based maintenance.
Yes.
So you obviously need to have the right space at the right time when that locomotive or wagon comes in.
Yes.
So, our hands are full at this point in time, but forward we go.
Forward we go. Look, you've already touched on the forward-thinking nature of your business unit and how it contributes to the greater business. But I want to look at and say, how do you guys, on a constant daily basis, support the supply chain efforts of a behemoth like Transnet Engineering? How do you guys do that on a daily basis? What are those key things that you do almost on a daily basis to support and keep up the business?
Yes, so definitely communication. Definitely integration within the entire supply chain. We are also, a big focus this year for us is to look at improved planning and replenishment methodologies. So, and I think probably if you've attended some of the sessions this year at the SAPEX conference, there is this whole theme of, is MRP sufficient?
Yes.
And we see that it might not. So what do we move into next?
Yes.
And that's where we find ourselves now as TE to say, but you know what, we're identifying some gaps. MRP might not be sufficient. What do we move into? You know, what different forecasting, you know, modeling is there that is
Framework,
suitable, that can be integrated, you know, into our systems, and that's where we are right now.
Now, the strategy, the procurement strategy and the supply chain strategy is evolving and transforming, and that's been a key marker in a lot of people that I've spoken to around the conferences, and particularly the people from Transnet. I want to understand how yourselves in logistics and distribution are yourselves evolving, transforming to underpin this longer term contract strategy or mechanic that is now going to be existent in a lot of the relationships that are happening.
So that's so pivotal for us, you know. We want to see those long-term contracts in place simply because of we want to cut the long lead times. We want to encourage that collaboration with the suppliers. We want to have the material, you know, when we need it.
Yes, just in time,
you know, and that in a sense will reduce the stock that I'm currently holding because I don't need to hedge.
Yes.
You know, because I've built a relationship with my supplier, my contracts are in place, our supply chains are integrated.
Yes.
So that is, you know, the talks that we are having currently. So really for us at this point in time, it's to ensure that our data is clean. We have optimized planning. We have, you know, the best forecasting, planning techniques. Demand management is in place. And I'm currently actually handling a project of implementing SNOP within the organization. And just having that, you know,
uniformity.
Yes, and having that visibility and that one number, so that anybody can come in today and say, what is it that we are building, you know, and you can see, okay, this is what we are building, this is what's missing, when are we going to get it, and
clarity. Clarity.
So
this, I feel so much more enlightened into how logistics works, but also where you fit into this big thing that they call business and this big thing that's called Transnet.
Yes.
But I want to understand from you and from your perspective, what does a reinvented Transnet look like, and what does the future look like when everything is working together?
Yeah. So firstly for me is I want to only carry stock that I need for now. That's a big thing because carrying too much stock is very costly and there's a lot of risk involved. I want to be, you know, I want to go back to being the leader in planning, you know, the leader in forecasting. And for me, what I envision, you know, is like in the automotive industry, you know, have you seen the production lines? I mean, ours can never be that fast, but it shouldn't, the locomotive shouldn't have to wait for months.
Yes,
you know,
for a part.
I literally see it coming in. Stock is being requested,
available at the right place at the right
to
time.
The line, the maintenance takes place and it's out. I'm seeing a client coming and saying, I need this new build, you know, us planning, material is available and that project is done within that set duration. So for me, that's what we're pushing right now.
And the future looks bright for logistics and distribution at Transnet Engineering, as well as in the entire group with people such as Zoe Ogbefun. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing some of your knowledge and your enthusiasm, your infectious enthusiasm for logistics, because it is a very much an important component of what we are here to do relative to supply chain. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you.